Hey guys, to anyone new watching this video, as you can see I clearly switched over to Unity. After doing many years of Lua, I just kind of got tired of it because not only do I not like the studio because of the amount of changes they make, which I guess Unity isn't better with that either, and just overall how everything was, I guess I just didn't really enjoy it, but I may still make videos about it, no promises. Also shout out my artist. And we're going to go ahead and just get straight into this. We're going to go over here to UI Canvas and we're going to click Image. And then on the canvas itself, you want to change this UI scale mode to scale with screen size. Very important step. And then on the actual image itself, just make sure you set it to 0, 0. And then for now, we do not touch this. The second step, which is something I personally like to do, but you don't have to, is I'm going to create a folder called Player. And inside of the Player folder, create a folder called Crosshair. And I'm going to drag and drop these two circles right into here. And now, if you want these specific ones because you like how they look in the video, the Discord's in the description below. And now I want you to click on both of these, which you can just click on one and hold Control and click the other. And then set its sprite 2D UI. Okay. Then change its sprite mode to single. Then turn on generate minimap and preserve. And change its compression to none. And now when you click back on the image, you can take this reticle and put it right inside of the source image. And now if you click on game up here on the top left, this is what the reticle is going to look like. So you can go ahead and you can scale it the way you want to. 5x5 is not bad. 2x2 is not bad. That's a little tiny, maybe 2x2 by 2.5. Something like that. Just whatever your preference is. And then of course you can rename this image. You can do what I did or click F2. And I'm going to change it to Crosshair. And now I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to rename this to Crosshair INT. And now the reason we're calling it INT is because we're calling it interacting, or interactable, whichever one you choose. And now inside of your Crosshair folder, you can take this circle rim, put it inside of here, and then you can go ahead and scale this however you'd like. If you want, you can just keep it the exact same, because this next process is really where things are going to start kicking in. But what I'm personally going to do is do 3.5 by 5. 3.5 by 4. And now inside of your scripts folder, or if you're not using a script folder, you can just go ahead and create a script like this. And if you guys don't know why I have a C# script, just go ahead and tell me in the comments below. I got no clue. And we're going to call this Crosshair script. Now double click on that, ignore this. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to delete the notes that are here. And this is a very important step, so make sure you do using Unity engine .ui. Just because it actually knows that you're using its UI inside of its engine. I don't really know why that's a feature, but hey, whatever. Now we're going to do something very simple. We're going to do public game object crosshair, public game object crosshair int, public game object camera. And now what I do is I take this script and I drag it into my player, which I should probably rename my capsule to player anyways. And now if you use the main camera for your movement script, that's completely fine. You can put that inside of here. But I use Cinemachine just because I like the camera a lot more and I like the features that it has built into it. And if you guys want to see a video on that, just let me know. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to drag the camera into here, the crosshair into here, and the crosshair interacting into here. And now that we've done that, we're going to do this real quick. We're going to do cursor dot lock state equals cursor lock mode dot locked. And what this does is lock your cursor into place, you know, pretty self-explanatory, although let me fix this typo. And then on line 2, we're going to do cursor dot visible equals false. Pretty self-explanatory too. Your cursor's not visible anymore, but let me fix this typo again. And now inside of update, what we're going to do is do raycast hit. And what this does is it's going to fire a raycast. And now, right now, that would be completely useless because we don't actually know where we're shooting the raycast from. And so this is what we're going to do. If physics.raycast camera transform dot position camera dot transform dot forward out hit, and then make sure you do open and close brackets. And now you're probably looking at this a little confused, and not gonna lie, even me looking at this now, because I don't know if I already mentioned that I'm new, a little confused too. But at least from what I pick up from this is it takes the camera's position and it shoots a raycast forward, or like wherever the camera is facing, like forward of the camera. And now I could be wrong, so if you want to go ahead and humble me in the comments, I'm not here to complain. But this is where the next step comes in, which is really important. We do if hit dot collider dot compare tag interactable. And now this is really simple to understand. This really just means that when the raycast actually hits something that has the tag interactable on it, it's going to do whatever inside of this if statement. Oh, and make sure you go ahead and change this to a lowercase p. And let's just go ahead and do this. We're going to create a 3D object, just make it a cube or whatever you want, doesn't really matter. And inside of its tag, we're going to add a tag. We're going to click this plus sign, and we're going to call it interactable. Now afterwards, you can click on this, you can click back on the tag, and then you can set it to interactable. Very simple. And now back inside of the script, we're going to do a few things now. We're going to do crosshair int dot set active to true. But that also means we have to do crosshair dot set active false. And now that we've done that, we're going to do else and more brackets, enter, crosshair int dot set active false, crosshair dot set active true. Now, in my experience of using the script, I always found the debugging easier when I just actually, let me not even type this in, when I just copy and pasted this code right here. And now I assume the reason for that would just be because when it's hitting nothing instead of like, because usually the raycast is hitting something. But now, let's say you're looking off into the distance, right? Which realistically you wouldn't be in your game, but we're just going to do it for now just so people aren't confused about the bug. Let's just say you're looking off into the void just over here. There's absolutely nothing. The raycast hits nothing. Or maybe if you're looking into the sky. And now that can cause a lot of bugging issues. So what this does is it just copies this from saying if it's not hitting something with the tag to saying if it's not hitting anything at all. Now we can actually go ahead and test this out right now if you want to, because it should work. Yep, look at that. See, it goes from this little white dot to this black dot. And now, not gonna lie, looking at this, kind of depressing. It's not really a lot going on. It's just, you know, dot kind of going like this. But you will notice that standing at a far distance does the same thing. And now you're probably looking at that like, how can I stand 13 football fields away and my reticle still activated into this? Well, that is because we have absolutely no distance set. Well, don't worry, because I'm about to hook you up right now. What we're going to do is create a public bool. And if you don't know what a bool is, it's just true or false. True or false statements, I should say, to be more clear. And we're going to create this this bool called is interacting, but we're going to set the false at the very beginning. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put a comma on this hit, and we're going to do is interacting. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 3F, which is just stands for float. At 3 feet is when the reticle is going to disable. And we can also go ahead and do this. We can do is interacting equal to true. And then inside of this else statement, we don't need to do it in the other one. I mean, I guess you technically can. I just never done it in the other one. Is interacting equals false. And I don't know, maybe it will help for debugging, so I guess we'll do it anyways. And now, looking at this, you're probably thinking to yourself, why couldn't we just keep the 3F? Well, now, here's a bug that I had. Originally, I just set it to 3F, but it caused a flickering problem. And I actually wanted to show you guys that real quick, but I just realized it'd be a waste of time. So we're just going to go ahead and do the fix right now. We're going to do 3.5F, and we're going to do this. And so this is basically how it goes. So this right here activates 3 feet when it's set to false, and then it deactivates at, this deactivates at 3.5 feet when it's set to true. And so that's just to help the flickering problem that we have. And do remember right next to this is interacting in 3.5 feet, put a question mark. And now you can see when we're more than 3 feet away, the reticle doesn't activate. But when we get close enough to it, the reticle activates. And see, I like that feature because I was like, I didn't like standing away infinitely and it working. And now this can work for several things, like let's say you're trying to open a door and the text is just appearing when you're walking 15 feet away. Now, hopefully that fixes the flickering issue that you'll never have to encounter that I unfortunately did. Now, we're going to go ahead and do one more thing. This is completely optional, so if you want to stop watching this video now, that's completely fine. But it's something I personally like to do only because I feel like it gave it more immersion. Keep in mind though, this is a bit of work and a bit troubling to understand. We're going to create a private rect transform. And that's literally just, if you go inside of the crosshair, it has a rect transform in it. Pretty simple. Now we're going to do crosshair int rect. And now we're going to do private float, current size, so you don't typos. And we're going to set it to the current size of the interactable crosshair. Now, the problem with having a width with a half value like this and a full value like this is the fact we got to make two variables because we can't just set it to current size. I kind of forgot about it, but you know what? We're going to go ahead. We're just going to do current size, private float, current height equals 4. Private float, current width equals 3.5. And also, of course, don't remember to put in your semicolons. And then we're going to do private constant float, and we're going to set it to max size to, say, 6. And then we're going to do private constant float to have a growth speed of, say, 15. Now I'm going to explain this real quick. Now, you could go ahead and fully delete these two lines right here and just keep these current size. Now, inside of void start, we're going to do crosshair interactable rect equals crosshair int, which basically we're taking this new variable we just made and taking this old crosshair that we had set as the game object, and we're going to do get component, and we're going to do rect transform, parentheses, semicolon. And what we're doing right here is the script is now acknowledging the fact that inside of the crosshair int is its rect transform. Oh, wait. I just forgot. Make sure you set these all to floats. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the fun part. We got to take current size, and we have to do math f dot move towards current size, max size, grow speed, times time dot delta time. And from what I know about delta time is it basically updates in between every frame that the original update's already doing, because how void update works is every single frame it will update this. And this fills in the gaps between it. And so now that we've done that, we do crosshair int rect dot size delta equals new vector 2 current size and now back over here in both else statements, do current size equals 4f. And then over here, same thing, current size equals 4f. And now this will reset its size every time you look away from the interactable object your reticle isn't hovering over it. Now, even though you won't see it, it needs to reset so it can grow every single time. And now this is just for current size. For you people who want the width and height, there's a little more to it, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. Now, of course, if you need to adjust the size, go ahead and do it. But as you can see, now when you hover your reticle over something, it grows. And I personally like this feature a lot more, but it's preference. And now, for you current height and width users, go ahead and delete everything about current size. So we're just going to go ahead and delete both of these. We're going to delete the current size we put in here. And we're going to do some real magic. Current dot width equals math f dot move towards current width slash max size slash growth speed times time dot delta time current height equals math f dot move towards current height max size growth speed times time dot delta. Sorry, let me lowercase that time. And now we do same thing. Crosshair int rect. I think, did I have it with a capital C? I don't even know. No. See, I knew that was going to be a problem. Crosshair interact equals size delta equals new vector 2 current width current height semicolon. And now in both else statements, we're going to put in current width equals 3.5 or whatever you have it set to inside of your actual rect. And then current height. And now we're going to copy these and we're going to paste them like this. Just go ahead and line it up if you want to. I really like organizing personally. And don't forget to put an F after your 4. I keep forgetting to do that. Sorry, I now got to delete this equal and put a dot size delta. Now going back into Unity, there should be no errors. Oh, I'm the worst scripter of all time. Now when you take your reticle, boom. Does the exact same thing, but width and height. Ooh. And now, ladies and gentlemen, that is my interactable reticle script. Now, probably far better ones out there, but I made this one myself. I was proud of it. I'm super new here, and if you guys did enjoy this content, go ahead and like and subscribe for me. Check out the Instagram, check out the Discord, check out whatever. I don't really care. I take any support, or even if you're just here to watch the video, I'm cool with that too. You guys have a good night.